This episode is sponsored by Off the Beaten Path. Use code FEY10, that's FEY10, at checkout to get 10% off all of your music commissions. Thank you so much, Off the Beaten Path. Now please enjoy the episode. Hello everyone, and welcome to Feyfinders, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast navigating listeners into the vague and supernatural. My name is Sam, and I will be your Dungeon Master for the final episode of Campaign Elements. And playing with me is the captivating Caitlin.
Frantically mopping forehead. It's fine, right, guys? It's fine. We're fine.
The amazing Amancio.
Everything is going to work out fine in the end. If it goes terribly, it goes terribly. It's always a story.
And last but not least, the jubilant Jupiter.
This is fine, as the room around me is on fire.
Now, let us see if we can once and for all restore the elements. Last episode, Luna, Benny, and Anu ventured down into their last inverted mountain that contained the Spirit of Harmony as its captive. The party traversed its depths and were confronted by specters of their old selves. Some chose to heal their specter child, while others decided to fight forth and continue on their journey, leaving their specters in despair. The party made their way to the great room with a smoky oval portal in the center of the room. And after disarming the traps preventing their entry, Luna, Benny, and Anu were able to find the prison that held the Spirit of Harmony. Harmony disclosed to the party that they would have to sacrifice their freedom in order to set them free. Though they feared their journey had come to an unsatisfying end, Luna, Benny, and Anu agreed to switch places with Harmony to ensure the Spirit's safe release. In their confines, the party faced a rotting Goliath that intended to destroy them. Yet the party was able to overcome this beast and were rewarded by evacuating the prison cell and being granted health and some newfound power by the Spirit of Harmony in hopes of finally vanquishing chaos and ridding the world of this long-lasting despair. The party has now reached level 10 for their final battle. We open with Luna, Benny, and Anu entering a long hallway cast in bronze light. The path is wide enough for you all to walk shoulder to shoulder, and it gives the air of an ancient castle. There are torches that light so bright it gives the illusion of daylight. Though there are no windows, and you know that you are underground, it seems as if this place holds the memory and tells of warmth and light, though now tarnished with tragedy and torment.
Listen, I brought some old armor along. I'm just gonna go get layered up a little bit more, because I'm not sure that I like the looks of things going forward.
Yeah, of course.
That's not a bad idea.
Anu's gonna change out of the robes from earlier into scale mail again.
Perfect. And is there anything else anybody else wants to prep before heading forward?
While we were resting, I was looking through the journal that Dad gave me, and I was struck with some inspiration for different spells. Should things go sideways. Anu, by any chance, do you know Gentle Repose?
I can take a look here. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
One of the spells that I now finally understand, can bring one of us back. But I only have a minute to do it.
Right. Well, I can do my best to make sure that whichever of us takes off early doesn't stay that way for long, so that you can cast Race Dead. So yeah, I'll make sure I have Gentle Repose prepared.
Thanks. I mean, we won't need it, but
No, of course not.
it's like that Murphy's Law thing. If you're not ready, then it'll happen. But if you're ready, it won't happen, or something like that.
It's something like that.
Better to be prepared than not to be, right?
Exactly.
So you all prep your spells and don your new armor and prepare to continue on your last leg of the quest. So as you're walking down this opulent tunnel, you eventually reach a dead end. The stone is made of opulent gray granite, and it looks as though there is some purple sparkles, like amethyst is embedded into the rock, though the gems are crushed so small, if there weren't a vast amount of illumination in the hall, these purple speckles would not be visible. On the wall, you can see that there are 5 markings carved into the stone, in an almost arch-like formation. There is the symbol for earth on the far left, the symbol for air on the stone above that to the right, 2 stones above that, the symbol for harmony 2 stones above that one in the center, 2 stones down to the right, there is the symbol for water, and 2 stones just below that, there is the symbol for fire. You can see that the symbol for harmony has been drawn over in black paint, and the sign in the center of it has a closed-off half circle facing to the right and a slashing line going through it, slanting to the left. Does anyone want to roll an investigation?
I will. First roll of the night. May the dice be in our favor. That is 15 for 19 in total.
Perfect. So as you're looking at this wall, you can see that there is a splatter of the poisonous goo you've seen before, the calling card of chaos. You can see that it leads up to the wall, and upon closer inspection, you can tell that the goo is almost going through the wall. There is no splatter on the stone itself. It can only be found on the floor.
I think the wall might be a door.
If it's a door, how do we open it?
Maybe with the symbols? They look strategically spaced apart. I mean, puzzles aren't exactly our forte, but that might be our best bet.
Do you think we need to cast certain spells?
It'd be worth a try, just to see if there's a reaction. Mind you, what would be the symbol for, or not the symbol, sorry, the spell for harmony?
Now that I don't know. Maybe something holy?
Worth a shot. Take a step back and I'll toss a little fire at the fire symbol here.
All right, be my guest. And Anu's gonna take a step back.
Luna will also take a step back.
Benny's going to take a half step back so she's not directly against the wall. And she's just going to toss a little fire bolt at the symbol for fire in the stonework and see if there's a reaction.
Yeah, so you throw a little bit of fire, and it looks like it just goes straight through the wall. Like, you don't even see it hit the wall, it just passes through it.
You guys saw that go right through too, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Can Anu walk up to the wall?
Yeah, and you also notice that it gave a little, like, almost rippling effect as this fire shot through the symbol for fire.
Can I press the wall?
Yeah, where do you press the wall?
Kind of right where the fire went through?
Yeah, so you touch the symbol for fire,
Mm-hmm.
and your hands are met with slightly warm stone.
That's strange, though the wall is solid.
I wonder. What about... maybe not. I'm just looking at the ink on harmony. Maybe if we get that off? Or...
I just don't know why the spell would go through the wall.
maybe just magic does?
Does the symbol for fire on the wall look any different now?
No, it still just looks like the symbol for fire. But you can also tell, like, looking at the paint that is on top of the Spirit of Harmony symbol, it's very old, like, very dry paint. Like, it looks like it's been painted there for a long time.
Can I try to use some water from my water skin to try to get the paint off?
Yeah, you just, like, take a little bit in a cloth, and you start rubbing at it, and it's very, very difficult to chip because it has been there for such a long time, but you slowly start taking off the little bits of paint. It sort of peels and flutters down to the ground as you're scraping and washing, and eventually you're able to get most of the paint off, to enough to see through it to have the full symbol for harmony on display, but not completely enough because there is just really stuck on dried flakes that cling to the stone.
I think that's the best that I can get it. While I'm there with the water skin, I'll put some water on my hand and press it to the symbol for water.
Yeah, and the water just instantly evaporates. There's nothing left on the wall. There's no handprint. It doesn't look like you've touched the wall at all.
Do they just absorb whatever element they are? Is there a saturation point?
I'm wondering if adding the elements to the symbol is almost like a key to a lock. Benny, do you still have any dirt?
Funny you ask, I was just about to dig it out. She rustles through her bag and pulls out that small little vial of soil that now has like only a third of the bottle left, and she flicks the cork off the top and sprinkles some soil out in her hand. And okay, let's give this a try. And she tosses the handful of soil, just at the symbol for earth on the wall.
Yeah, and it sort of like hits the wall and cascades down to the floor. And there's this little pile of dirt that's now on the floor.
Okay, that was different.
Maybe... Well, no, the water wasn't magical.
Luna blows on the symbol for air.
So, you blow onto this stone that has the symbol for air carved into it, and you're pretty close to the wall so that you can really get a good, like, airflow onto it, and you just feel the air sort of, like, blow against the wall and then hit back onto you. Like, it kind of just like this poof.
Okay, that didn't do anything either. So why did water and fire work and go straight into the wall, but earth and air didn't?
Maybe Earth needs a... Well, I don't know why a rock would make any difference, but can Anu look around for a rock?
Sure, you can look around for a loose rock. You can roll an investigation.
All right.
While you look for a rock, Anu, I wonder if it has to do with the order. Oh no, because we freed Harmony last. That doesn't make any sense.
That's a 5 to look for a rock.
Yeah, there's nothing. It is a clean hallway.
Well, there's one thing about this ancient ruin. It's that whoever built it kept it clean.
That is very true. I wonder if it's magic. Benny's gonna cast dancing lights and try to push the little orbs through the wall just to see if there's a reaction.
Yeah, the orbs just go straight through the wall. But that's about it.
Would Benny notice any of the rippling that happened before, like the fire?
Yeah. What you're starting to deduce is that, like, magical things have been passing through it, but tangible things have not been passing through it.
Benny's gonna take the little dagger from her belt and cast a green flame blade on it, and then try to poke the dagger through the wall.
Yeah, so are you doing it at what point?
Let's think. By the fire symbol again, because it is fire on the dagger.
Yeah, so you poke it through, and the blade does go through, but not to the hilt, just the blade.
And she'll pull it back out of the wall. And then turn to face everybody, extinguishing the green flame blade. Blowing on the dagger a little bit to cool it down before she takes it back in her belt.
Do you think if we doused ourselves in water, we could pass through under the water symbol?
Luna's hand didn't go in. Or did it, Luna?
No, my hand only pressed against the wall. The water got absorbed, but my hand didn't go through even though it had the water on it.
Interesting. Can I cast Bless on all 3 of us?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, I will do so. And then, can I try pressing on the harmony symbol?
We're exactly on the harmony symbol.
Oh. Can you describe the shape of the symbol to me again?
It sort of looks like a spiral that kind of explodes into little sparkles. So it goes like almost like what you saw on the floor in the previous episode. There was like the spirals that led into the center on the walkways. So it kind of looks like that, but there's like speckles on all of the sides. So it kind of looks like little tiny stars going like half of an inch apart from each other on the external circle.
Can I try touching the stars?
All of them?
As many as I can.
With one hand? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so so you touch all of these little tiny star-like depictions with your hand, and you find that nothing happens.
Well,
We just want to go through the door.
You guys are gonna be so mad when you figure this out.
It's gonna be so simple. I don't want to waste a spell slot, but I have to spell magic, and I'm like, should I just fucking dispel magic this door?
You can do so many checks. You can roll for things.
You know what? How? Yeah, I'll do a check. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You can roll an investigation, a perception. You can roll that's maybe an arcana.
You know what? I'll do a perception check.
Okay. You could be so mad.
That's a roll to 12 plus 7 for a 19.
Nice. Okay. So as Anu is pushing the stars and you're kind of inspecting where his hands are, and you kind of like turn your head a little bit and kind of look under the symbol, and you notice that the stone block that's just under the symbol for harmony looks like it's not embedded into the wall in the same capacity that the rest of the stone has been built into the wall.
Hey Onu, can I get over there for a second?
Yes. Absolutely.
And as Anu moves out of the way, I go to like fiddle with the stone that I noticed.
Do you push it?
Yeah, I'll push it.
Okay. So you push the stone that is just under the symbol of harmony, and the stone wall begins to rumble and shift. A door-like sort of outline begins to sink back as though it is being pushed, and it slides to the left, revealing a stairwell leading deep down. The way is illuminated by the same bronze light, though at this point there are no torches to be seen.
Luna kind of like rubs her face and goes, "Why do we always make this so much more complicated than it is?"
Puzzles. Not our strong
like
suit.
them. No, not at all.
Well,
Benny will cast dancing lights so that the area they're in is a little bit more illuminated.
Yeah, it's still entirely lit, you just can't see torches.
Oh. My bad.
Yeah. So, this stairwell down is, it is still the exact same bright illumination that it looks like daylight.
Okay,
and it's
okay.
the same, like, bronze light, though there's just no torches to be seen. So you can't tell where the light source is coming from, but it is just as bright.
Never mind the dancing lights then.
Save your spells. Save your cantrips.
No, not my unlimited cantrips.
Oh no, whatever will I do?
Okay, so you guys are all standing at the precipice of the top of the stairs.
all right. Well, now that that's solved, onwards.
Onwards.
To whatever we find.
To whatever end. For those who get it, get it. You travel down the stairs and come to a gigantic circular room. You find there that there are 5 huge high-backed chairs and a great pit in the center of the room. You can see small piles of ash scattered about the floor. And in this room, you know for a fact, like you distinctly can remember from all of your visions of the past, that this is the room where the world's greatest tragedy in history had begun. The room smells of decay, must, and dust, and is far less well lit than the stairs. It almost looks like the illumination is cut off, so now you are surrounded by dimness. It's almost as if all of the light and energy of the hall and the stairwell above have been sucked away in this place.
Can I cast light in the hall?
Yeah, so you just illuminate this great circular room. You see the high-backed chairs and this huge pit in the center. It looks to be dormant as far as you can tell.
I'm going to walk to the center of the room.
Into the pit?
Oh, I'm as close to the pit as I can get.
Okay. Okay. So as you enter further into the room, you can see that there are skeletal remains of 2 acolytes sitting in chairs. On one of them, you can see the deteriorating purple cloak from the acolyte of harmony. And on another, you can see a blue cloak in the same condition.
Can I walk up to the skeleton pair and inspect them closely?
Yes, you can. Which one are you starting with?
I'll start with the one in the purple robe, the harmony one.
Okay. And you can roll an insight.
Oh, that's a 17.
Nice. So as you're inspecting this Spirit of Harmony's acolyte, you can tell that in her death, she felt both fear, pain, and vindication. You can tell from the contortion of her skeletal, her skull placement, and how she's sitting very regally in this chair.
Regally, but in pain. All
Yes.
right.
It's almost as if she was proud of her accomplishment, but died poorly.
Can I investigate the other?
Yes. So you walk over, and because you got a high insight, I will carry it over. Looking at this blue-cloaked acolyte, you can tell that her face is turned towards the purple acolyte, and almost looks like fear and confusion and desperation, but fear in the sense that she might not have wanted to move out of her place.
Wouldn't have wanted to move out of her place. Do I recognize if the blue is associated with any specific deity?
You know that all of the purple cloak and the blue cloak are both associated with harmony and water.
Okay.
So you can tell from the previous visions, particularly the one that you just had, is that these are the acolytes that caused chaos to emerge. Their cloaks are like the 500-year-old depictions of what you would know to be the old acolytes.
I get the feeling that this is the pit that chaos crawled out of.
Benny will approach where Anu is and kind of look over and look down into the pit. Does it look like it's still there's something down there?
From what you can tell right now, it really looks dormant. It looks like chaos has emerged and the pit just looks like an entire black void. You can't really see anything looking down.
Do you think this was maybe a prison of sorts? Holding chaos in?
Very well could have been.
Would you like to investigate the room further?
I would love to investigate the room further.
Amazing. Do you want to just take a slight jaunt around the room?
Yeah, I'll kind of circle around, looking around the walls and the floor and stuff.
Oh yes, on the floor. So as you are walking around this room, inspecting what the scene has been laid out for you, behind the other chairs, you can see the remains of the other acolytes of earth, fire, and air. They look scattered on the floor as if they were in the midst of running away from the torment that they had just unleashed upon the continent. A sense of regret and pain can be felt if one's eyes linger too long on their aged, ravaged skeletons.
It looks like they were running away.
From chaos, no doubt.
I wonder then why water didn't leave their seat.
And why the Agent of Harmony looked so content, almost in their suffering.
Sam, can you remind me, 'cause I can't remember where in my notes it was. I found like a letter where someone was trying to like rebel, I think.
Yes, so in that letter, you had read that the Harmony acolyte, Thea, had been the one to, like, almost start to try to initiate a sort of, like, coup, and was labeled as a traitor.
I remember we had found a letter, and I think the acolyte of Harmony was trying to, I think, possibly bring chaos out. So that would make sense why she stayed. But I can't remember if water was involved at all. Clearly the others weren't if they were running away in fear. But if this is what she wanted, then she wouldn't have run.
It seems like she knew what she was getting herself into at the very least. She sat by to watch it happen.
Are there any other doors other than the one that we came in to this room? Or is it pretty much where we entered and that's it?
No, there's the only one exit. The rest of the room is just dark gray stone in a circle with a very tall ceiling. It's about like 15 feet high.
Are there any markings or any symbolism along the walls?
You can roll an investigation.
Alrighty. Investigation. Not spectacular, only 14.
So you can't find anything on the walls. You do sort of make out that there are the depictions of the symbols for the elements on the back of the chairs,
Okay.
where all of the acolytes were sitting. But on the walls, it's just dark gray stone.
I don't see any other path. The only thing that I could think is that we need to go into that pit.
Maybe chaos is somehow tied to something in this pit, and we need to deal with it in order to seal it again, or do what we will.
Not to disrespect the dead, but before putting any of us in that pit, maybe we should tip old Harmony in there first.
Well,
She was the one who caused all of it.
can I cast Speak with Dead?
Yes. You can.
Caitlin and I are like, just toss the skeleton in the pit, let's go.
I can't tell you what you're supposed to do.
No, I know. I know. It's just like
But you're scaring me, and that's...
the two of us were like, into the pit.
I'll give you that.
I don't want to
maybe
go
we
in
should-
the pit, but
Yeah.
I mean, Purple over here's already suffered enough. She can just leap in there.
Okay. So Anu, you're casting Speak with Dead on Thea? Just the purple one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's currently
So-
Anu's turn with the brain cell.
Yeah. So
totally like the oracles from Hercules yanking around the eyeball.
Yes, that's exactly what this is. Okay, so you cast Speak with Dead on Thea, the Spirit of Harmony's betrayed acolyte. And she sort of, you see the skeleton sort of like snap to attention, even straighter backed than she already has been, in this chair as she died. And she kind of looks at you, well, as you feel as though she is looking at you through socketless, or just holes in her skull facing your direction. Yep. And she kind of just like sits there with a sense of curiosity.
Having no clue Anu can do this, seeing her move, Benny like smacks Luna's arm emphatically. Like, are you seeing this?
Oh, what was that for?
And she'll point at the skeleton but not say anything.
And Luna will kind of jump.
Theo, why unleash chaos?
The world needed chaos.
Do you think the world still needs chaos?
Of course.
Alright. Do you regret what you did?
Not in the slightest.
How do we seal chaos?
You cannot seal the primordial. She is unkillable and unrelinquishing.
Right, how do we banish chaos?
If you had any hopes of doing that, you would have to take up the places of my treacherous, fearful sisters. Call chaos and defeat her. Impossible for the likes of you.
Alright, that's 5 questions.
Okay, then you can see her snap back into the place that she had originally taken, and looks exactly as you had first awakened her.
Okay, into the pit.
Okay.
Not us, right?
No. Thea. And I pick up the chair that Thea's on, and I throw her and it into the pit.
Oh man, roll a strength check on that chair. Good luck with that.
Strength check?
Yeah.
It's a 12.
No. This is a stone chair. It's a big, high-backed stone chair. You don't even budget. Anu's just like standing behind the chair trying to like push it into the pit. It doesn't move.
Alright, I'm gonna try picking up the pile of bones that is Thea and throwing it into the pit.
Yeah, you can do that. You pick up the pile of bones that is Thea, and you throw her into the pit, and she just sinks. There's no sound. She just looks like she's dissipated into the black nothingness that is this pit.
So, to take up the sisters' places, should we each pick a robe and sit in their corresponding chair? And call chaos?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay. Who would like to be what?
Luna will grab fire.
Oh yeah.
Any preference on you?
I can go with Earth.
Okay. I'm gonna leave Bluey where she is there. Air it is.
Awesome. So you all take the cloaks from the deceased acolytes behind their chairs, and you take up their spots in this circle. So you sit in the spaces that Earth air, and fire once occupied. And you start to feel the stagnant air from this underground room begin to shift. It feels cold and hot, sharp and soft, dry and damp all at once. You feel a presence start to creep up around each of your feet. You cannot move. You cannot speak. You cannot hear or see anything. Slowly, this presence begins to creep up and seep into your body and into your mind. You look down at yourselves, and you see the colored robe that matches the acolyte. You look at your hands, and you see that they are no longer yours. You look up, and you see that your companions no longer appear as they are. Their visage now has been replaced with that of their ancient acolyte, who originally brought chaos forth. You can feel your mouth start to move, and in a voice that is not yours comes out a melodic chant. You do not recognize the language you are speaking, but it flows out of you as though it is your native tongue. You look back towards the place where Thea had rested, and she has reappeared, fully in the flesh. Thea, the acolyte in the purple robe, speaks in the common tongue. Chaos, we beseech you, come forth. Our people have been stagnant. Our people have become weak. We require your intervention. We require your instability. You shall shake the world and forge us a new era. Through your strife we will thrive. Through your turmoil we will rise. Come forth and begin your reign. You see in the center of the pit, the floor begins to sputter smoke. You see lightning crackle, and in the brief illumination you see a figure. A lanky woman with sharp-looking nails, black hair that flows on a phantom breeze, and eyes that shine a brilliant bronze hue. She begins to emerge from the pit and rises towards the ceiling. She seems impossibly tall and looks like she cannot be contained in the room. You see Thea perk up in her seat, as if she's on edge with excitement, until her face begins to contort in confusion and discomfort. Chaos speaks, and when she does, it feels as though the world loses all color, as though all sound but her voice is muffled and muted, as though there is nothing but darkness and madness, where all sense abandons you, and fear and panic are all that remains. Chaos laughs, saying,
And now my reign shall begin, ultimate and solitary.
You feel your feet rise as you start to try and run away. However, you do not get far. You feel a great pain in your chest and you collapse to the floor, breathing heavily. As your vision begins to fade, you hear in the distance,
Consider this my welcoming payment and sacrifice.
Then everything turns to nothingness. You open your eyes with a jolt, and are again sitting in the high-back chair around the pit that now has started to spill over with black smoke around the room. There's brief bursts of lightning, and you can see the figure of Chaos rising from its depths. She emerges, rising to the height of the ceiling, and looking down at you all, smiling, bearing rotting-looking teeth, dripping with poisonous goop from every extremity. She speaks.
Your futility has now come to an end. Nothing can bring down my reign. I have great plans for another 500 years of chaos.
And you can all roll initiative.
Yeah.
Let's go.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Okay, I got a nat 20.
Not that much in your favor, jeez.
Sorry, Sam, I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, my bad. My apologies.
I got a nat 1. Thank God I took that feat. Because that at least gives me a 7.
I mean, either way, you're kind of going last.
Great. Thanks.
So Chaos, and then Anu, and then Benny, and then Luna. Okay. Here we go. Ready.
All right.
Okay. The BBEG. Okay, so Chaos stares down at all of you, and with a flip of her wrist, she sends out this poisonous goop that you've seen throughout your travels. She flings it towards Anu, and I need you to make a con saving throw.
That's a 19.
Nice. So you will only take half damage as this poison starts to try to seep into your body and through your armor. That is... I need my calculator. What is 19 divided by 2? 9. So you take 9 points of poisoning damage as you feel this, like, sensation of this poison try to leach into your body, but you maintain enough of your strength that you are able to shirk it off and not have lasting poisonous effects. She is also going to stare down Benny, and she's going to try to seep into your mind and give you madness if you make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom, baby. 18 plus 3 for a 21.
Gorgeous. So you feel Chaos begin to try and enter your mind. You can feel her prod and search for your most greatest fears, though you are able to keep her at bay. You find that she's trying to trap you into a mental prison where you would live your worst day over and over again.
Upon feeling that, Benny would kind of growl. Get out.
She just smiles and smirks at you. And it is Anu's turn.
All right. I am going to... Is she humanoid in form?
She looks humanoid. She's not really, because she's kind of made of, like, energy.
Right. As I suspected. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level. So that is
Okay.
going to be a 18 to hit.
It doesn't hit though.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. One more time for the people in the back.
18 doesn't hit her.
Okay, then I'm going to cast, as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
Right next to her, it's going to look like a big frying pan.
Oh, I
and-
love that.
I can make a melee attack roll when I cast the spell, so that's a 26 to hit for Spiritual Weapon?
Yes, it does.
Okay, and that is 6 damage.
Okay. She is a primordial force. She had to be difficult. Good job. So now it's Benny's turn.
Penny is rooted to her spot. She's going to swirl her hands around into the biggest firebolt she can pull and then force it directly at Chaos.
Yeah.
That will be a dirty 20 to hit.
You hit. You definitely hit.
Oh, thank goodness. Tears are at bay for now. So that will be a total of 14 points of fire damage.
Okay. This is going much better than I thought it was gonna go. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, she's going to then, as her bonus action, pull out her little homunculus Atlas, and Atlas is going to flutter next to Benny, getting ready for the next turn in combat.
Perfect. All right, Luna.
Okay. You're gonna kind of see Luna, like, put her palms out in front of her, down at the earth, and then she's going to shoot them up into the air and cast Erupting Earth at 4th level.
Okay.
So a 20-foot cube that is centered on chaos will become a fountain of churned earth and stone, and she has to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. That is 16.
She saves, so half damage, which is 4d12. Dice, those are the dice I need. Okay, so 18 points is the total, so 9 halved of bludgeoning damage. And now that 20-foot cube or square on the ground is difficult terrain.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, and now it's Chaos's turn again. And she stretches out her hands so that her fingers are splayed, and she reaches out towards you all. She expels a mixture of pain, fear, confusion, and despair. I need all of you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, no.
As you start to feel a pain creeping into your chest.
That's a 10.
Oh no.
Rolled a 12 for a total of 18.
Oh, okay.
I'm proficient in intelligence.
I was gonna say,
That's good.
same though, rolled 12, but with my intelligence intelligence saving throw, that is a dirty 20.
Okay, so Anu, oh no. Okay, you start to feel this pain in your chest become excruciating. You start to collapse to the ground, and as you go, you just feel despair and dread as your eyes close and you feel the breath leave you. You are now down to 0 hit points.
I might have something for that.
Oh.
That is good. Your turn will be next. She's also going to try to fling poison once again at Benny, and Benny, I'm going to need you to make a con saving throw.
Come on, baby. She's feeling pretty good about that poison fling. That was a 19 for a 26.
Perfect. Okay, so it's just half damage, which is good. That is 17 divided by 2. 8 points of damage.
Okie dokie. Doot.
And you feel like this poison is starting to kind of like try to penetrate through your armor, but your armor is just strong enough to keep it at bay and stop it from permanently like poisoning you. Okay, Anu.
So I don't actually have anything for this, and I'm just gonna make a death saving throw.
Okay.
That's a 14, so that's 1 success.
Good. We're good. Okay. And while you're unconscious, can your frying pan still hit her?
No, it cannot. I don't believe so, because I don't get actions or bonus actions while I'm down, right? So
No.
that's the end of that.
Okay. And I guess also because you've been hit, you would, and you're down, your concentration would be gone, so the spell would be gone as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Benny, you are up.
Benny sees Anu go down. She, run and slide, touches Anu, cure wounds at 2nd level. That is... Whew, thank you, dice. That is 18 points of healing.
Thank you very much.
And then that's her action. Sam, how would you flavor Benny pulling out a potion to hand to? Is that an action as well, or is that a bonus action?
I will give you that as a bonus action, but then you can't use your homunculus.
Yeah, that's totally...
That would be
Yeah, I feel like that's totally fair. Her focus would be solely on Anu. She just wouldn't give Atlas any direction.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So then Anu, Benny just handed you 1 potion of superior healing.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Luna, what you gonna do?
Okay. Luna is gonna hold her hand out and cast Guiding Bolt at 4th level.
Okay.
Come on, dice, don't fail me now. Damn it. 17 to hit.
I'm sorry, it doesn't hit.
Luna's just so shaken by Anu going down that hands a little off, shoots off to the side.
Yeah. Okay, now it's Chaos's turn again, and she is going to try to do this Madness Incarnate attack again on you, Luna, this time. So you can do a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, 11.
That's not good. That's not good at all.
God damn it.
So, okay. So she reaches out her hand, and you can see these almost like tendrils of smoke start to flow towards you. And as you are starting to inhale this smoke, and it's getting into your eyes and your ears, you are trapped within a mental prison. And for 1 minute, you cannot see, hear, or touch anything outside of this vision. Your worst fears have come to life in front of you. And you will be taking... that is 20 damage of psychic variety. And at the end of, or I guess at the beginning of each of your turns, you can do a Wisdom saving throw to break out of this. Otherwise, it will last for 1 minute, which is 10 rounds.
Okay.
And she's also going to try to fling some poisonous goop at you, Benny. So if you can, make a con save.
All right. Come on. Con save. All right. That is a total of 19.
Okay, perfect. So you only take half damage again, which is... that's 5 damage.
5 damage? Okie dokie.
Yes, 5 poisoning damage, as it again tries to stockpile on a top of your armor and seep into you, though it is still resisting and your strength is still empowering you. You've got so much adrenaline going on here that it just can't poison you. You're too focused. And now it is Anu's turn.
All right, I am going to... Oh. Is Luna cursed? Would that be the condition that Luna has?
I would say so.
Okay, can I cast Remove Curse on Luna?
Sure.
Okay, well that will be my action. And my bonus action will be to drink this delicious potion.
Perfect.
So I'm going to heal, I believe it is 8d4, yes. That is going to be 25 points of healing for me. Yummy, yummy.
Awesome.
And that's my turn.
You're doing so well. Okay, and Benny, it's your turn again.
All right. Gosh, Benny isn't gonna try to fix what's not broken. She's going to summon a firebolt from within herself again and force that at this son of a gun. That will be 21 to hit.
You do. You hit.
She's feeling spiteful. She gives out a little war cry when she sees it smash her in the face.
It goes directly to her eyebrows. She is singed.
That is 16 points of fire damage.
Nice.
And then sweet little Atlas doesn't want to get too close. So Atlas is going to use their Force Strike, which is equivalent to a ranged weapon attack. So
Okay.
we're going to see how Atlas does. Oh, Atlas, good job. 19 to hit.
Yep, just.
For 5 points of force damage.
Small but mighty, you know?
Yeah.
Everything counts.
That's
Go,
just
little guy, go.
just this little like mechanical raven like flaps its wings and the air just like balls up and smacks chaos. And that's both of our turns.
I love that. She is now singed and swept. Perfect. And Luna, it's your turn.
So I'm all good because of the remove curse.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So Luna has her hands out in front of her and kind of like with a yell like shoves them forward and casts Thunder Wave at first level. Or not, sorry, at fourth level, not first level. Which is a con save throw.
All right. Which dice? These one. That is a 15.
Just saves. Gosh darn it.
Oh.
Still takes half as much damage, but doesn't get pushed back 10 feet.
Okay.
So that was 26, so 13 points of thunder damage.
Awesome. And now it is Chaos's turn again. And she is going to try to stretch her hands out one more time, splays them, and shoots down into your very core this pain in your chest that just penetrates and makes you feel horrible. And everyone can do an intelligence saving throw one more time. It's just the one more time.
Seeing the fingers splay out, Benny's gonna have this moment where she just like gut reacts and she points her hand at Anu and flash of genius. Anu gets to add +4 to whatever they roll.
Okay, that makes it a 14.
It didn't help.
Mine is also a 14.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
24.
Okay. We still have one standing. It's okay. Everything's great. We're all fine.
This is fine. Everything's fine, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's the literal dog meme. Yeah, so Luna and Anu, you start to feel this really great tightening pain in your chest, and you drop to the ground out of breath and your eyes close, and you have now 0 hit points. And I promise this is the last time she can use this thing. And then things get worse.
Cool.
So, so as she has been attacked, as she has been pushed to her limit, she lets out this ear-piercing cry, almost like a banshee. And as she does, she takes her splayed hands and turns her palms up to the ceiling and raises her arms above her head. And as she does, you can see that the acolyte of water and the acolyte of harmony start to jolt to life. Their bones start to shake and crack into place. You can see that their bodies are sort of clanging together as they start to raise to their stiff feet. And they come up and they join by her side, and she has risen her sacrifices to fight along with her in order to ensure her reign continues. And I will roll initiative for these guys.
Are we sure Harmony did? I'm pretty sure Anu put her in the pit. I mean...
She was risen!
Out of the
Damn
pit?
it!
Yeah, she was risen!
Oh my god.
Oh no, I was hoping. I'm like, no. She went down that hole. She stays down that hole.
No, Chaos has all of the power here. And they will be going last in the initiative order. And with that, it is now Anu's turn, and you can make your first death save.
Alright. It's an 18. That's a success. That's my turn.
Okay, Benny. What are you gonna do?
Cool. Oh, this is not gonna be nearly as good as I want it to be. Yeah, she's gonna have to trust in herself. No, wait. This can actually be better than I thought it was. I take that back. That split second of panic, I forgot about Atlas and that I can send spells through Atlas too. So Benny is going to rush over to Luna's side and give her the other and last potion of superior healing that she had on her person. And then she's going to send Atlas over to Anu to cast Cure Wounds at the 2nd level on Anu.
Okay.
Okay, so at 2nd level... So Anu, you are up with 15 points. And from the superior... Luna, you have 12.
Beautiful.
And that is Benny's action, bonus action. She's just going to flavor this glare at Chaos.
Perfect. Wonderful. All right, Luna.
Seeing how bad off her and her friends are, she is going to cast Mass Cure Wounds at level 5. Wow, that was like I got 2 nat 1s and a 2.
Oh no.
So that's gonna be 7 points of healing, guys. To everyone.
Anything counts.
That's true.
Anything
I'm like,
counts.
it's better than nothing. Don't discredit it. Don't discredit it.
Better than nothing. That will be my turn.
Okay. It is now these 2 deceased acolytes' turns. And both of them, purple and blue, are going to rush at you, Benny, seeing that you are sort of this, like, healer figure, and their intent is to destroy you. They're both going to come up and try to bite you with their bony teeth. Okay. One got a nat 20, and one got a 16.
Did they not hear me say no?
They don't have auditory receptors anymore.
Ah, dang it.
But it's okay because it is not going to be that much damage.
Oh, it's all good.
Never mind. It's gonna be 7 plus 8. So,
Okay. Cool. I love that.
My dice have been critting tonight.
15
Pretty bad.
points of damage.
It's okay. And now it is Chaos's turn. And Chaos is going to try to fling some poison at Luna and Benny. And both of you need to take a con saving throw.
Not a con saving throw.
Con. Flash of genius to Luna. +4.
It's like +4? Okay. It's 13.
Not quite. Benny, what did you get?
19.
Okay.
My
Benny,
modifier is
you're
+7, so I'm pretty safe.
Okay. Okay, so Benny, you'll just take the half damage. Oh my god. Okay, so I got 12 and 12 on my d12s. So that's 24 for Luna and 12 for Benny.
Diggity dope.
Okay.
And then because you failed, you are now poisoned for a minute and take an extra d6 for being poisoned. And then every time that you have your turn, you are poisoned with extra d6 for up to a minute. Unless you can con save on the turn that is yours.
Cool. Does that count if I'm dead? If I'm like unconscious?
Man, no.
Can I even roll con saves?
You can't. And it was a 5 for an extra 5 of poisoning damage.
Well, I'm unconscious, so.
Yeah. So it was 27. Oh wait, no. What's 24 plus 5 is
29.
Is 29 points of poisoning damage. Which is not your max. You're okay.
Oh no, I'm only like negative 5 right now.
Yeah, you're okay. Yep, that's chaos. Anu, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds on my friends. So that's 3d8 plus 5 hit points each. So that's going to be 13 plus that's 18 points of healing for everyone.
Perfect.
So that's myself included. And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level. And summon a great big frying pan next to Chaos, and it's going to swing at her. It's a 17 to hit.
It doesn't hit.
Alright, and it's going to miss, and that is my turn.
But I love your drying pan.
Thank you.
I get you. Benny, what are you going to do?
Oh gosh. She's still being mauled by Tweedledee and Tweedledum here.
Yes.
So she's going to slash at the cloaked figure of Thea Harmony here with her bone blade sword. And as she does it, she's casting a green flame blade. So, as she starts to swing, you just watch the bone blade, burst into green flame. So this will be... That'll be an 18 to hit Boney here.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, cool. This plus this one and this one. That'll be 17 points of damage, with 3 of that being fire damage.
Yeah, and you slash through Thea like she's butter, and her skeletal remains clang to the ground as she passes on for the second time.
Can I kick them apart? Just
Yeah.
spread them out. Don't
Free
you
action.
dare come back.
Free action. You kick them apart.
And then for Atlas is going to try to just force strike then the water acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
For Atlas, that will be 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Ooh. Max damage for Atlas. 6 points of force damage.
Nice. So you can see that this water acolyte is taken aback. You can see that some indentations have now started to form on the bones, the exposed bones. And she sort of is taken aback a little bit, but then comes back to face you.
Okay.
And Luna.
Luna is once again going to hold her arms out with her palms at the ground and throw her hands into the air and cast Erupting Earth at 5th level.
Yes.
So it's a dex saving throw. It is centered on chaos. I don't know if that would get the other skeletal person.
What's the radius again, sorry?
It's a 20-foot cube.
Yeah, it definitely
Okay.
would. So I'm gonna say, well, here, I'll just... Okay. Okay. So Chaos got a nat 20, and the Acolyte got a nat 1. So I'm gonna say that you instant kill because she didn't have that much AC or HP left. That the Water Acolyte is down. You can describe how you killed her if you want to.
So as I lift my hands up, the rocks that were already kind of creating that difficult terrain just erupt again, and she just gets turned to dust, like, above the ceiling. Or, like, hitting against the ceiling with the rocks.
She absolutely gets flown 15 feet in the air and just smashes down, scattering bones all over the floor. Her cloak is slowly floating down and covers just over her skull as it lands.
And then
And they're gone.
Yeah. And I rolled 31 points of bludgeoning damage, so whatever half that would be.
31 divided by 2 is 15. Minus 15. Okay, you are chipping away. You are. You are doing good. So now it's Chaos's turn, and she is going to reach out her long, lanky limbs as though they're being extended with shadows, and she's just going to do a mass swipe across the room with her sharp nails that look gross and like they're starting to rot and kind of are all raggedy and look like they really need to be clipped, but are just like jagged spikes on her hands. And all of you are going to be attempted to be swept away in this madness. Okay, so from left to right, it would be Luna and Benny with an 18 and a 17 to hit, and Anu with a 14 to hit, which I believe because you donned your cloak misses, or because you donned your scale mail, it misses.
Yeah, it does miss.
Yes. And that is going to be not as heavy damage. We'll find out. Okay. So Benny, you're gonna take 9 points of slashing damage.
Alrighty.
And Luna, you're gonna take 7 points of slashing damage.
Still alive.
Yes. And that is Chaos's turn, and now it is Anu's turn.
Oh wait, may I please do a reaction?
Of course you can. Hellish Rebuke?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
So it's a dex saving throw.
All right. That is a 14.
Damn it. Okay, so that would have been 18 points of fire damage, so 9 points of fire damage.
Nice.
It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing I can do.
Yeah, you did good. It is something, and she is below 50, and that is all I'll say now. She is below 50 in HP. You're doing great. Okay, and Anu.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds again on my friends. They're going to heal 3d8 plus 5. So they're going to heal 24. We're all going to heal 24 HP.
Ooh.
And then I'm going to swing with my spiritual weapon. That's going to be a 27 to hit Chaos.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then Chaos is going to take 19 radiant damage.
Gorgeous. That does a lot. You can start to see her smoky form begin to sort of like...
Force
sink
damage. Force. Apologies.
Oh, all good, all good. Yeah, you can see that that does a lot, and her smoky form starts to kind of shrink a little bit down into the floor. She doesn't quite reach the height of the 15-foot ceiling anymore. She looks real messed up and really unhappy as she's just been attacked by a frying pan. And now it's Benny's turn.
Trying to be clever, like Anu can be. Benny goes, from the frying pan to the fire! And she just hucks a fireball at her face.
Now we're cooking.
That's a 21 to hit.
Of course.
There we are. Come on, dice. Okay. That is 14 points of fire damage.
Okay. You have defeated Chaos.
Yeah.
With a fireball to the face.
As it should be.
You can see that Chaos begins to sink back into the pit, and you start to feel that the stones around you are rumbling, and the walls begin to crumble and crack as the stones start to fall and fill into the pit, into the hole in the ground. And you start to feel the sensation of being risen into the sky, as though your body is being forced down to clutch onto the stone on the floor. The dust around you blocks much out of your view, but you can feel that you are now outside, high in the air. When the debris settles, you come to find that you are standing on top of a large, glorious, flat-topped mountain. The fog that had once surrounded this land is now gone, and you can see in full detail the ruined city of Darborough below you. Across the landscape, you can see far to all of the domains of the continent. You can see the sandy shores of Lillivel and palm trees that have started to resprout there. You can see the once flooded land of Ivriel, now depleted into a magnificent cluster of lakes and rivers. You can see the once desolate Smecklin, now a flourishing grassland of wide open fields. And finally, in the distance to the north, you can see Philovin, now completely melted and flowering with groves of trees and wildflowers, dotting your homeland and casting a tranquil green about the country. Of all of this, what stands out above everything else against the skyline is the great mountains that have all now been restored in every domain, shining like beacons, casting glows of red, blue, yellow, and green across the land which they lay. The world now has a tranquil and peaceful glow to it.
We did it.
We sure did. That's... chaos gone. Elements restored. This can't... I never thought we would get here.
I'm genuinely at a loss for words. We did it.
Oh, I guess now we have to get home.
Oh, you guys! Benny's going to fling her arms around Luna and Anu and just squish them to her. I can't believe we did this. I couldn't have done this without you guys. Thank you.
The three of us, I don't think this would have been possible if it was anyone else but us.
I can't believe it. We... seriously though, how are we gonna get home from here? Do we just walk?
I mean, at this point, does it even matter? Quite literally, nothing can stop us.
I mean, one of us could roll our ankles, we could, cut our leg on a rock, it could get infected. All sorts of things could happen at this point. There's a lot of ways to die, believe me, I've seen them all.
Well, there's something that I haven't tried before that I could try.
Please.
Sam, is there a, flying creature that I can think of that is large and could carry two people on its back?
That you've seen before? I feel like the biggest thing that you've seen before would have been like an eagle that can fly.
In that case, could I wild shape into the giant alligator thing that we rode?
Yes, you can!
All right. So, we'll get outside into a more open area, and then Luna will just kind of start hunching over, and then she expands out into this giant alligator that you guys rode before.
Yeah, the sand crocodiles.
Yeah. All right, crocodile. There's a difference.
Slightly,
yeah. Not very noticeable.
Yeah.
And that will last for 5 hours.
Nice. Yeah, so
I have no idea how quick those can go, but
pretty quick
If
underground.
your jaw hitting the ground could make a sound, you'd very audibly hear that from Benny right now. Luna, you are the coolest! And she runs and tries to scramble up the side of you, but it's not very successful. Has to back up and tries again.
I'll kind of drop my shoulder a little bit and spread my arm out.
Well, you see, now I'm not going to want to walk anyway.
Amazing. So you all mount Luna. And you make your way down the mountain. It's quite a steep slope, though it does have little overhangs of rocks that do sort of make it a little bit easier to climb down. There's handholds. Once you get to the bottom, you are greeted by Benevel and Yvain. You can see that Yvain is looking up at the mountain, and she is in tears. She's crying in happiness, and she speaks softly up at the mountain as she says, "The world has been brought back to balance. Peace can return. My mother would be so happy to see this day."
You're here to see it for her. That's part of what life is all about.
I suppose you're correct. Where did this crocodile sand gator come from?
Oh, this is Luna. She did this cool wild shape so that she could carry us back towards home.
A druid. Quite festive and useful, I can imagine. Yes. Thank you all. From all of this continent, from everyone, past, present, and future. Thank you for relinquishing Chaos's grip. You truly are the heroes of this world. And you see that she and Benevel start to do very deep bows and curtsies towards you.
Crocodile Luna kind of does the best approximation of a bow back in crocodile form.
Anu also does a bow back.
As does Benny.
So, are you intending to just travel straight back to Philovin?
I guess that'd probably be our best first stop.
I think so. I mean, really, if balance is restored, then we can always choose to visit Smecklin and everywhere once we've made it back home safe.
That seems a very wise choice. How about to make your transport easier? She starts to pick up a very large stick and begins to draw a circle on the ground. And as she completes this circle, a large purple portal appears in front of you. Perhaps this will help you get home quicker.
Luna walks into the portal.
Still a crocodile.
Still a crocodile. We're just gonna show up and file it as a fucking crocodile.
Boom, baby!
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty cold.
Anu and Benny are still on Luna's back, so you just charging forward, crocodile Luna into the portal.
I'm rolling right up to town as a crocodile.
And you see Benevel and Yvain wave to you as you pass through the portal. The portal doesn't take you straight into town. It actually takes you into this sort of forest woodland area that you can only recognize as being where the old wild Arctic oaks used to live. Now they are pine trees and really large willow trees. There's some elms as well, and there is hundreds upon hundreds of scattered wildflowers in every kind of color, in every kind of species. It all smells very fragrant, and you can see a bunch of different apple trees, almost as if an orchard had sprung from the ground quite recently. You start making your way back into the town, and as you go back to Philovin, you are met with a great reception. People are cheering, there's a feast being held, and everyone is just incredibly happy. And you can see that this looks like the sort of a more upbeat version of the abandonment ceremony that was held exactly 1 year ago today. It is now 501 years. 'Tis the anniversary of the elements' entrapment. And on this one day, the elements have been restored and freed. You walk into the village on top of Luna, and you see that Massima and Cecily are starting to do this, like they're leading this great dance in the center of town. They notice you and are a little bit skeptical as they see this great sand crocodile that they've never seen before in their entire lives. But they come over to you, and Massima says, "I am so grateful that you have been able to restore the elements. We all feared the worst, but
you have returned. Though where is Luna?
Well, I was about to say an evil witch turned Luna into a crocodile.
How can...
Some approximation of a chuckle comes from the crocodile's throat, and kind of like I move my shoulders to encourage Benny and Anu to get off me.
Anu stands up.
How can we... We must get the healers. We must get Ro. We must find a way to undo this curse.
Don't worry, Massima. I think I've got this. And Benny will jump off of Luna's back and then just like stick her hands straight out and wiggle her fingers like a bunch with her eyes closed.
Anu's like, it's not quite enough. I'm gonna do it. And Anu starts doing the same thing.
I like pretend to shake and then start shrinking back down into my tiefling form. Oh my god!
Oh,
Thank you guys!
she was like that for a whole 5 minutes. It was really
Oh
bad.
god!
Oh my goodness! You see Massima sort of like almost a clutching her pearls kind of motion, and just sort of like, well, that, I'm very pleased that you're all right, Luna. That was quite a start.
Oh yes, I'm fine. It's perfectly okay.
Well, seeing as how you're all put to rights now, we must welcome you back, and I intended to hold a feast for 3 days to commemorate this great occasion. It is also the time in which Cecily will be taking over for me as matron next year, so she shall be crowned. Well, not necessarily crowned, but she shall be inheriting her responsibilities.
That's so exciting.
Indeed. I also imagine that you are all very eager to see your loved ones again.
And to eat some stew, if there's any to go around.
Oh, Lyric has absolutely been working very hard to make this the best stew that he has ever done. With all this new vegetation, how could it not be wonderful?
My thinking exactly, but I'll have to put it to the test.
You can see her sort of start to smile very broadly and chuckle a little bit.
We have also commemorated your great deeds, and to honor you, we have commissioned Arborus to erect a great stone statue in your honor in the town square, so the world might see what you have done.
You really shouldn't have.
How could we not, for the saviors of this whole continent?
Benny's eyes look like they're about to pop out of her head as she like looks from Luna back to Anu and back to Luna and then down at herself, like as if she's trying to picture them as statues.
Well, come now. The feast is already in full swing.
Thank you, Massima. Have you been well? Has Philovin been well?
My dear,
And she puts her hand on your shoulder.
we have been the best that we have been in 500 years.
And she leads you all to the center of town, where everyone is dancing. There is an abundance of music and food. Lyric's stew this time is been made out of deer meat, the most magnificent spices, and there's also some apples in there, as well as some really gorgeous, vibrant carrots. It tastes stunning.
Dear apple stew.
You can see that Ro is in the center of the dance, going absolutely mental, flailing about as if he is just having the best time of his life, unabandoned and uninhibited by anything around him, sort of bumping into people every once in a while, but nobody seems to care too much. They're all just really enjoying their time. And you can also see that Dorian, fully healed now from his injuries, is also partaking in drink and stew and chatting with other people.
Dorian, how's the back treating you?
Anu, I had a really good couple of back days, but now I see you're back. You're gonna have to take over for me. It's not quite there anymore.
You know, you ever think that maybe you're allergic to me? You should find another assistant, and I'm the one that's making you throw your back out all the time?
Nope. It's definitely the great change in weather. It's my bum knee now.
I see. So the back's all better.
It's twinging.
Twinging. Right. Well, I'll see if I can ask a few people to take a look at your knee, and hopefully we'll get you digging holes in no time.
I'm glad to see you back, kid.
Glad to be back, Dorian.
And he gives you a big hug.
And I give him a big hug back.
Benny approaches the side of the makeshift dance floor, and she just happily watches Ro create chaos in the form of dance in the middle. And after watching for a few moments, she calls out confidently, "Dad, I'm home."
And you see Ro just stop, like mid-leg in the air, arms all over the place, and just swirls around to look at you, and then almost looks a little bit teary-eyed as he runs into your arms and clasps you very tightly and says, "Benny, I'm so glad you're back! I want to hear all about your adventure. Tell me everything right now. We have to go through every detail. Did you bring back the book? What did you get? Did you have the most wonderful time? How are you doing?"
I must say, I don't think I've ever been better. And she glances over her shoulder towards where Anu is talking to Dorian, and then looks to find Luna in the crowd. "I did fill out the journal," and she pulls the journal from her bag and extends it towards Ro. "I filled it with as many plants and as much information from the other lands as I could. And I'd be so happy to tell you all about it. But that can come in time. For now, I think we should just celebrate."
We have much to celebrate. And Benny, your voice. You're not stuttering anymore.
We found a lot along the journey. And in it, I found myself.
And Ro just beams up at you so proud and drags you off to the dance floor and starts flailing and holding your hand and doing this sort of like trying to get you to go like under his arm kind of thing to do a little spin, but it's really awkward and difficult, but you somehow manage to kind of like make it work, and you guys are just freely dancing and having a wonderful time.
Benny then starts to get lost in the dance, and then she remembers how isolating Phylavin had felt for Luna, and so she throws her other arm out into the crowd and cries out for Luna to come join her.
Luna, who is standing on the edge of the crowd, doesn't feel as isolated anymore, and seeing and hearing her name called out by Benny, she smiles super big and darts into the crowd and takes Benny's hand and starts dancing with her.
So you all get to enjoy the festival, and after this 3 days of dancing and drinks and stew and celebration, life starts to turn back to how it was and how it always had been, though now there is much less struggle from the horrible cold, and it is much more cheery in the village that can be felt throughout the entire land. Everyone seems to be celebrating, including the land itself. And the world was now brought to peace into a wondrous time of prosperity, happiness, and calm. As time goes on, Anu, how does your adventure continue?
As time goes on for Anu kind of picks up Dorian's practice. Anu has been alone for a long time, and sort of willingly, but this adventure and the friends that he grew closer to, that he grew to love along the way, they've shown him that home is with the people that you really care about. And Dorian and all of Philoven mean so much to Anu, and so Anu hopefully takes over from Dorian and starts helping the citizens of Philoven transition on to, wherever their souls will go when they depart.
And as time goes on, Luna, how does your adventure continue?
Luna fully dives in to being a druid, just really embracing it. She gets very much into the agricultural part in Philoven, helping to, with her abilities to help plants grow, help farmers with their crops. She does make a point at least once a year to visit the other lands, see how they're doing, and just really immerse herself in those elements. But she always returns back to Philoven because even though when she started her journey, it was a place that didn't feel like home, that she thought she would want to stay away from forever, there is nowhere else that she would rather go back to be with her friends.
And as time goes on, Benny, how does your adventure continue?
Benny, much like Anu and Luna, takes on a role within the village. Not only does she help Row with their practice still and the medicine in town, every time Luna leaves, Benny joins and makes a point of learning from other healers from other lands and crafting with new materials and really pushing the boundaries with what she can do with alchemy, and then bringing that knowledge back to Philoven and teaching others so that no one has to feel small the way she made herself feel small. She really tries to empower those around her to make good with what they have.
And through all of that, you continue to bring the world into further balance. And that is where we are going to end Campaign Elements. I hope you all enjoyed this season. Thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us, where Luna, Benny, and Anu were able to save the world and at last restore the elements. Thank you all so much for listening.